guys. The question today is what is cognitive behavioral therapy? CBT.
So I can start answering. So cognitive behavioral therapy is based on the cognitive approach in psychology. So that focuses on your thought processes, and in general, cognitive behavioral therapy is just based on the idea that your feelings, beliefs, and thought patterns are leading to distress, which can either manifest as mental health issues directly or can complicate other existing mental health issues. So then cognitive behavioral therapy works to address and change those thought processes. So the things of feelings and specifically beliefs, people develop core beliefs over their lifetime. Core beliefs are just experiences that you've had that can then change the way that you view the world. For example, if someone has had a lot of experiences that lead them to have a core belief that the world is a bad place, then their worldview is that everyone is always doing something with the ulterior motive. They're out to get you, and you become very cynical of the world. So these are some core beliefs that can be harmful. And those are the kinds of things, along with your other actions and feelings, that are addressed and changed in cognitive behavioral therapy.
That's interesting. So let me add to that a bit, right? So you talked about core beliefs. That is at the core of what cognitive behavioral therapy is. So there's a technique called laddering that's very commonly used. Let me explain how that would work. So the goal of this technique is to encourage self-analysis of your behaviors and motivations. So one example of a core belief might be that you are unlovable, right? That you feel like it's not easy for people to love you. The thing is that a core belief is not necessarily the truth. It's not even necessarily what you believe about yourself. It's more of what you fear that if it were true, it would be devastating. So you have a lot of these automatic thoughts coming at you all the time, and they're just like, so one automatic thought might be like the tip of the iceberg, whereas the deeper thoughts often remain submerged, and those are the core beliefs, and they determine how you think, behave, and even what rules you have in life to find emotional safety. So if you find that one of your core beliefs is that you don't feel lovable, then you have to ask, what would that mean about you? It might be the case that you haven't found love, that you've had breakups, that you feel that you've not been able to make it work with someone. And then you'd have to ask that question again. What would that mean about you? What does that say about you? You might fear that you will be alone, that you will miss out on children, on dinners, on memories, on having a legacy. So then you would have to ask, what does that mean to you? What does that mean about you? And maybe the answer is you think that nobody wants to be with you, and that's an awful thought to have. So what does that mean about you? It might in your thinking mean that there's something wrong with you. What does that mean about you? It means you haven't done a good job of becoming someone that people want to be with. What does that mean about you? It means you're worthless, a waste of time. So this is how the core belief works. That sense that you are worthless is your core belief. So you keep breaking it down until you get to that core belief. But it's not necessarily true. Most of the time, it's not true. And the point of this exercise is to prove that it's not true. It's just a question of, you have this fear of, man, what if it was true? Because when you have those core beliefs, and everybody does have some core belief, what it does is it sets conditional rules about how you think the world works and how you're supposed to behave in that world. So you start following a certain script so that you can find emotional safety and do everything you can to make that core belief not come true, that fear. And this fear also affects how you express your needs and wants to others, because then you make rules for it. For example, if you felt that you were worthless, then you would date someone who you think of as below your league, someone who couldn't see that you are worthless. You wouldn't actually go after the people that you want to date. And you would try to show off your worth a lot. Like, look at how great my house is, look how happy I am, look how fun my friends are, how cool my job is. You would feel like you would need to contribute, even in a friendship, to make sure that the other person is happy with the interaction. And because these beliefs have been there for a long time, they're really pervasive. It permeates into all domains of your life. So shaking these core beliefs is the goal of cognitive behavioral therapy. And how do you do that? You do that by getting evidence against them. So someone who feels worthless might feel like they need to take care of the other person's needs first all the time. One way you can address that would be to have a contained experiment, maybe with a friend or someone from whom a negative response wouldn't be devastating to you, but would still make you think. So, for example, you could go to that friend, talk to them about a problem, have them give you a solution, and then just be like, okay, thank you, I have to go, I'm busy now, bye, and not make it about them at all. If you have that sense of worthlessness, this is going to make you uncomfortable. So first you would have to predict how you think this will go. Would he think you're selfish? Do you not want him to think that of you? Would you feel a little uncomfortable doing this? Would you maybe slip up? But maybe you think he'd be fine with it. So first you would have to record those thoughts and then have the actual experiment with him. And then at the end of it, ask him, was this okay that today we just talked about me and we couldn't make it about you? He might just be fine with it. And he might even have a problem with it and lie to you, but you will still get some kind of feedback. So you would know that, okay, he likely didn't have a problem with it. So then you write down how you feel once this is done. And you go back and test that assumption that you need to take care of other people's needs first all the time. In this situation, you didn't, and it was fine. So you have to do a lot of these experiments which allow you to question these core beliefs and to loosen them. The more you can design these behavioral experiments to challenge these assumptions, the more your core beliefs are shaken. So are you really unlovable? Or do you just have to find the right person, right people to love you? Your core belief is not necessarily true. And we all have core beliefs. So they're all living down there unnoticed, affecting everything that's happening in our lives. And just bringing it to light, bring awareness to it changes everything. The thing with cognitive behavioral therapy is that it's short term and you can monitor the impact. It's very direct. The main belief behind it is that it isn't so much what happens to us in our lives, but how we think about what happens to us in our lives. So this is how cognitive behavioral therapy works. I hope this is understandable to the audience. It's essentially a thought tracking exercise. You have to write down more and more of these automatic thoughts, the whole I'm not worthy, I deserve to be punished, etc., etc. And to notice those unnoticed thoughts, because the more you notice them, the more you can disprove them, the healthier and happier you are. Shay, do you have anything to add to that?
I mean, that was a very comprehensive answer, and you really defined comprehensive in that answer itself, because it had everything. And Ilakkiya also gave the definition to it as well, so I don't have much to add. I just say, I hopefully everyone saw the whole video and understands the importance of CBT, and it takes away certain stereotypes that come with it.
I also wanted to add this. I know this is a long video, but I would really appreciate if the audience, if you're comfortable, would please comment what one of your core beliefs is. Because we would love to hear from you and we want you to try this exercise and find more peace within yourself. Thank you.
Definitely. Okay, see you then.
Oh, you're still here? Well, thanks for getting to the end of the video. Hey, while you're still here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get new updates when we post videos. Also, make sure to check out these equally exciting videos as well. Have you pressed it yet? Come on, you have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, press it now!